Hello, and welcome to the Mystic Mondays YouTube channel. Today we are doing a deck unboxing of the Resilience Alchemy Deck by Maude White, who is also the author and artist behind this deck. So all of the illustrations are actually cut paper because she's a cut paper artist. She's also a teacher and mindfulness tarot reader. I also had Maude on my podcast, the Graced podcast, and we talked about themes of the Strength Tarot card, how to activate your pleasure, and how to acknowledge your resilience. So make sure to check out that podcast episode linked here. I'm also hosting a giveaway of this deck, the Resilience Alchemy Deck, on Instagram. So make sure to head over to Instagram to check out all of those details on how you can enter to win and add this deck to your deck collection. I also did a deck unboxing of Maude's sister deck, the Pleasure Alchemy Deck. So if you want to check out that deck as well, it's very similar to the Pleasure Alchemy Deck. The video will be linked here also. If you are interested in creating your own deck as a multi-deck creator, I do teach students how to make their own deck inside my Create Your Deck Club membership, which outlines every step of the deck creation process, including how to get started. You can check out all the details over at cydc.mysticmondays.com. Now let's get into the deck unboxing for the Pleasure Alchemy deck. We'll be looking at the deck box, guidebook, card art, as well as conducting a deck interview. And at the end of the video, we'll be doing a card pull for the collective to see what messages this deck wants to give you at this time. I am a deep believer that decks have different personalities, so we'll be using a deck interview spread from my Mystic Mondays Tarot journal. If you want to use this deck interview spread for yourself, the link is in the description box to view the blog article on mysticmondays.com. Let me know what you think about this deck by leaving a comment below. Like this video if you'd like to have this deck in your collection, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more Mystic unboxings on your feed and in the inevitable future. Now let's get started. Hello Mystics, welcome back to another deck unboxing of the Resilience Alchemy, a deck and guidebook for self-discovery and empowerment by Maude White. We also have Maude's sister deck, so this came out after the Resilience Alchemy, and we talk about both decks in our podcast interview on the Grace podcast, where I had Maude as a podcast guest, and we talked about themes around the Strength card. So we're gonna dive into the deck unboxing, but let's look at the box itself. It's pretty hefty. This is a pretty thick box. There's a lot of stuff in here, meaning there's 83 full color cards, there's a 224 page full color flexi-bound guidebook, and it is within this magnetic closure keepsake box. So the reason why I reached out to Maude about being on the Strength Tarot card episode was mainly because of this deck. I had received this deck from Running Press as part of their press kit, Coven kit, and this really struck me. Resilience is the ability to recover and persevere, and I really do feel like that is a core theme of the Strength card in general, being able to survive tough situations, and the strength traditionally is more about inner strength. So I do want to mention Pleasure Alchemy. We're going to do another deck unboxing for this one, but I think that ties into Strength as well, and I'm going to call these two sister decks. But for Resilience Alchemy, we've got the end papers here, which looks like florals. We've got a lot of writing. So there's a message, there's spreads, there's charts. Yeah, very in-depth deck to use when, wanting to work through themes of resilience and healing. So I feel like this was heavily researched which is nice. And then inside we have a box within a box. So we've got the tuck box, and I hope I can open this because sometimes they're really tight. Okay. All right, I got it. Okay, so we've got the tuck box here, and then we have RA for Resilience Alchemy, and like a sun compass symbol on the other side. I'm gonna put that away. So Maude is a paper cut artist, and I believe all of these, I know these look like vectors, but she actually hand cut out all of these shapes, which takes a lot of resilience in my opinion. And so we've got different colors for the cards. However, on the back of the cards they're all the same. So it has this like floral edge cutout paper illustration that Maude had did. If you can call it cutout illustration, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose that's cutout illustration. Okay, and then we've got all of the different prompts on the cards, so let's go through them. So let's go through these gray cards first. You know, actually, yeah, I'm gonna just lay them out and then we'll see what comes up. So, but there's a lot of cards. Like, I can't even hold them in one hand because there's just so many cards. So, these are sisters. It says first sister, second sister. So there's definitely different ways of using this. And then it looks like it comes with like an affirmation of, they almost feel like archetypes to me. So got Joy Finder, Shadow Holder, Companion, Healer, Wild Woman. Alchemist. She creates the medicine. Ooh, I like that. First head remedy, first heart remedy, first action remedy, first place remedy. So looks like these sisters are holding something, and then these other cards are remedies. We've got place remedy, head remedy, heart action, plan. I'm sure there's definitely more instructions within the guidebook of how to use this. But I think that's kind of like the fun thing about Oracle cards. You can literally, you know, make any structure that makes sense, you know? Unknown land, contemplate, compassion, rest, brief, laugh, river, commit, confidence, create, workspace, interpret, kinship, share, lighthouse, sustain, hope, sing, shrine, understand, contentment, and celebrate. And now we've got this last pile. Pathway, accept, gratitude, release, garden, light. So these are the gift cards, which we didn't go through. But these look like a gold color, and it has the sun compass symbol, which is also on the tuck box. Got interdependence, free will, calling, and I am not familiar with this word, but acidity? Acidity. Somebody tell me what that means in the comments. Alright, so now we're gonna shuffle and we're gonna do a deck interview spread because I am a believer that all decks have like different personalities. So we're gonna see what, you know, energy is coming from the Resilience Alchemy, and also get a chance to understand what these cards, like what you would typically use them for. So we're gonna do a tarot deck interview from the Mystic Mondays Tarot Journal, which is a tarot journal I had created with Chronicle Books. It is your guide to unlocking the transformative power of tarot, and as you can see, you can log your tarot spreads in here, your inklings about each tarot card, there are charts, and of course this tarot deck interview spread, which we'll be using today. And if you want to do it for yourself, I will include a blog link to the mysticmondays.com blog article where you can review this tarot spread. So, what is the energy? Ooh, I feel like this one really wanted to come out. Pathway. Interesting. How can this deck best support me? Since there are so many cards, I think it's a little tough to shuffle. Ooh! Oh my god. Okay, this one. Nourish. I like that. What is this deck's strengths? What is this deck's strengths? Right Seeker. She meets us at the crossroads. And then, what is this deck's weakness? Joy Finder. She teaches us to surrender. In what realm will we best communicate? Okay, one of these. Decide. First head remedy. So off the bat, I feel like this is a good deck to consult when wanting to make decisions. How will our relationship develop? Oh my god, it's the word I didn't know. Hasty. I guess we'll get to know what this word means. And then, what guidance can you offer me this moment? Feeling this one. Leader. She lifts up our heads. Okay. Alright, so let's consult the guidebook because I'm not super familiar with what these cards mean. And let's do pathway first. So the guidebook is color-coded, which is good. So that I can easily find... Well, actually, is it color-coded? The gray cards. And then we've got the purple cards. We've got the gold cards here. I don't think they're color-coded. I take that back. Okay, so if you really want to use this deck, I think you're gonna really have to dive deep. It doesn't feel like a quick reference type of deck. Trying to find... But there are different like stages for resilience here. Okay, so I think they're sorted by resilience stages, I think. Yes, so we've got 11th head remedy. The 11th place remedy with pathway. Found it. Okay, so the cards are not illustrated in the guidebook, so I think that is also a little difficult to easily find, you know, what the card means, but let's read what it means. Pathway, noun, a way or track made by continued walking. Alchemist, to be human is a pathway. You have not reached your destination yet. Keep walking. Step out confidently, knowing you are moving in the right direction. Your path calls to you. Some unexplored avenue awaits your presence. You will not be led astray. You have all the skills you need. You are invited to go forward, to turn around, to go around, to take the long way, to create the way. There will never come a time when there is no way to go forward. There is always some path that is calling to you, even if you must create it yourself. The world opens its arms to you and expands around you. You are invited to enter, to be mindful, and to walk your path kindly and conscientiously. Remedy. Is there a pathway that beckons you forward? Is there some meandering track you feel a yearning to explore? Go out today and walk a pathway, any pathway, with intention and respect. And then there's a pathway card spread. So, yes, I am just getting a sense that this is a good deck to consult when trying to make a decision and to keep going. And then the first action remedy is Nourish, which is in how can this deck best support me? So I imagine that's in the front. Okay, first action remedy, Nourish. So we do have the illustration, but not as the card. It's a spot illustration within the guidebook. But it's not for all the cards, so just so you're aware. Nourish, verb, to nurture and provide sustenance for growth, health, and good condition. You are learning how to care for yourself. You are discovering what nourishment you need to feel healthy and strong, and yet something more is needed. Do not only look to what nourishes others. Perhaps you need something different. Nourishment comes in so many forms. Any action can be nourishing as long as it is done with love and mindfulness. Seeking your own nourishment is a gift and a responsibility, but do not doubt that you can take it on. Trust yourself. Trust your urge to nourish in whatever way feels right. Begin now and flourish. Remedy. What nourishment will support you best right now? Pay attention and listen closely to your body. How is it asking to be cared for? How can you provide nourishment for yourself in some new and unique way? So, how can this deck best support me? I suppose when seeking out, guidance for decision making, it would present that information in a nourishing way. And then number 3, what is this deck's strengths, which is in the sister category in Right Seeker. So let's see. She meets us at the crossroads, which is interesting with this theme of a path. So the Right Seeker stands at the crossroads. The summer sun flings out her shadow in a rippling, unfocused blur. Her eyes are keen and careful upon you. She tells you, alchemist, it is not always enough to wait for rightness to find you. Sometimes you must take action and seek rightness out. Have you been falling into old habits or becoming bored with life? Is it time to reassess what is right for you? Is it time to seek out something new? Today you are at a crossroads. What is the right path? May you be conscious and mindful of the world's immense capacity for change and of all the roads laid out before you. What was once the right road may not be so now. Pay attention. Keep seeking. Your ability to seek and do right completes some important life pattern. The crossroad of rightness can change your life. Step forward onto the right path. There's definitely a theme of a path. And then what is this deck's weakness is Joy Finder, which is also a sister card, and that says she teaches us to surrender. The message is, the Joy Finder greets you with laughter and song. She takes your hand in hers and leans forward to speak her secrets in your ear. Leave fear behind you, she whispers. Say yes to every fleeting joy. Today there is cause to be joyful. There is time to be joyful. Even if you face challenges and trials, joy is still present in any number of small, precious ways. You need only surrender and allow the joy into your body and heart. Joy comes to you to balance out all the pain and suffering of the world, all the frustration, all the sadness, all the disappointment. If you do not surrender to joy when you find it, then how can you say any of these are worth it? If not joy now, when? You must trust that joy is never wasted, never wrong. May you surrender into all the little fleeting moments of joy that taken together make up a joyful life. So since it's in the weakness position, I do feel like perhaps when choosing the right path, there can be moments where you want to choose your joy, but that might not actually be the best route to go. So meaning for like the long-term goals, because sometimes, you do have to sacrifice a little bit to get to where you want to go.
And I think that sometimes chasing the smaller joys can be distractions for the larger goal. That's what I'm getting from this. So let's look at this decide card, which is in the position of in what realm will we best communicate? And it is in the first head remedy. So decide, verb, to make a choice or judgment. A decision wishes to be made. Consciously or unconsciously, you have reached a place where you must decide something to be able to move forward in a healthy and resilient way. Yes or no, remain or go, step forward or step back. You are not meant to wait in uncertainty. The right decision is here, asking to be recognized and made. May this decision be a home. May it support you so that you feel safe and encouraged. Today, you are building a solid foundation upon which many new experiences can be lovingly laid. Although you may have doubts, trust that you will know the right decision. Remedy. What decision, no matter how seemingly insignificant or small, can make you feel empowered and energized? What decision can be a first step toward greater healing? So I feel like that gives great context to this Nourish card, because when making decisions and making ultimately the right decisions for ourselves, we want to feel good about the decisions that we make. So even if there's an element of sacrificing, perhaps the smaller joy that could possibly take us away from the longer term goal, and an example of that could be, like if you want to meet like a fitness goal, so you might not, eat that bowl of ice cream or something, that could detract away from that. That's just like an example that just, top of mind. But I feel like when we make these decisions, for example, like, continuing on with that analogy, if you want to make these decisions, you're making an empowered decision to pass on that so that you can reach your, fitness goals or something. So that's what I'm gathering from that. Let's learn about this 10th gift, which is in how will our relationship develop, which is the word I did not know, which is haestty. So haestty is a noun, the property of being a unique and individual thing. Thisness. Alchemist, you are unique. You are exactly as you are meant to be. You are interchangeable with no one else. Just so every other creature, every creation, every rock, and every tree is unique. Every moment, every experience, every story is unique. May you recognize this with wisdom and patience. You are not meant to look, act, sound, or think like anyone else. Your story is not meant to be like anyone else's. The singularity of us all is what makes this world such a vibrant, beautiful, tragic, joyful, interesting, creative, destructive, and surprising place. It's what makes this world alive. None of us is like another. You are perfect as you are. Your thisness is pure and flawless and just as it should be. Do not seek to change. Alchemist, you complete the world. Ooh, that felt so good. Haestty. Wow. So I suppose through making these empowered decisions, you come into this, feeling of I am unique. There's no one else like me, and my path does not have to look like anybody else's. And I think this is also just encouraging, you or I or anyone to make your own decisions that make sense for you and to try to let go of, anything that doesn't align with what is not within your path. And I think this deck is a really great deck to consult when trying to figure that out. So we've got a sister for number 7. What guidance can you offer me at this moment? And it is the leader card. And I happen to flip on this page exactly, on the leader page. She lifts up our heads. The leader strides forth to meet you, full of confidence and energy. Alchemist, she says, there is much to be done. Are you ready to get started? There is some place that only you can lead, some important job that only you are suited to do. Do not hesitate or ask for permission from others. After all, it is only once you lift up your head to see the path before you that you can lead yourself and others forward into the unknown. Know that your leadership today will change the world in some vital but perhaps secret way. Trust in this knowledge. What you do matters. Where you lead matters. There are so many directions in which you can go. May you lead the way forward with grace and courage. I feel like this is very powerful and it makes a lot of sense. So, you're the leader of your own life, ultimately. Like, you may have outside influences, encouraging you to do this or that, or what's societally acceptable. And I feel like this deck is really encouraging you and I, the collective, to really make our own decisions, to come into our uniqueness, and to empower ourselves with our decisions. So I feel like that was really lovely. And what I'm getting from this deck is that it would be a great deck to use, one wanting to find clarity for one's path. Okay, so I usually end with a collective card pull. So let's see what card wants to come out for the collective. What card wants to come out for the collective? I'm feeling this one. Oh, I love it. Okay, we've got Alchemist. She creates the medicine. I already have a feeling this is going to be a great card for the collective. So, the message. The alchemist invites you to sit down beside her. She tells you, you too are an alchemist, now and always. You are transforming yourself in every moment. You are performing alchemy with every breath. Today there is something important that must be alchemized, some experience that must be transformed and healed through your own special power. What has been imperfect must now be reordered, transformed, and reborn, so that it may fulfill its highest and best purpose. The medicine you make today will create healing change. Be comforted. May you transform wound into medicine. So I'm going to read the first sentence of the apprenticeship paragraph. And I think this is a great reflection question for anybody, but what in your life asks to be alchemized and transformed? And I will leave you with that. You are the alchemist. What in your life can you transform? What can you create into medicine? Because you have the power to transmute pain into purpose, your wounds into teachings. So I feel like that's a really powerful message to end on. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment to let me know what you thought about this deck and if you would use it in your practice. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more deck unboxing videos and other videos from the Mystic Mondays YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, bye!
Like this video? Check out other deck unboxing videos, tarot lessons, as well as timeless tarot readings on the Mystic Mondays channel. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.